Well, guys, I see many of you have joined. We can start. Can someone please confirm if my screen is visible to you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, right.
Yes.
So, like, okay, thank you for the confirmation, guys. Okay, let's go ahead and check about the availability set. Do not take these topics lightly, guys. For sure, you are going to get questions on this. No matter you're going with 1 year experience, 2 years, 5 years, 6 years, availability zone and availability set, they definitely ask just to check your understanding. And this is very important topic, right? Many other things which we are going to learn in upcoming sessions, they will be dependent on this one, right? So I hope availability zone it's clear to everyone. Anyone who still has doubt that what is an availability zone, if an interviewer is
Suhail, just
asking
a
you,
one line.
yeah, tell me.
Suhail, just a one or two, three line of a definition would suffix this topic in a very crux situation. I mean, uh, if you may just give us two, three lines of definition.
I won't recommend that. I mean, that is the simplest thing I can do. I can just go ahead and ask ChatGPT or maybe just copy paste it from Microsoft. But understand one thing, the bookish answer, it's not going to help you. And if you're looking for that, here it is. It's available. What is an availability zone? It is a unique physical location within a region. Each zone is made up of one or more data center equipped with independent power, cooling, and networking. Not all regions will have Azure zone. This is what you can do. You can simply go ahead and remember, mug it up. But I don't recommend that. Otherwise, I would have started with this one and I would have given it to you guys. कि यार पढ़ लो इसको हो गया. This is the question I have given you. I won't recommend that.
Uh, and the last question is minimum three data centers should be available in the zone to
Yes.
provide a 99% resiliency. Even if anyone is less of two or one, so it will not be considered as a availability zone, right?
There is no data center, there is no region with two, and if it is one, definitely it's not highly available.
Okay,
If it
I
is
got
one,
your point.
it's not at all highly available, right? एक तो हमारे on-prem में भी
I
था
got
then.
your point.
Why are we going with Azure then? Or any cloud for that matter. But as of now, we'll stick to Azure. Same services are there with GCP and AWS, but they don't call it availability zone. Understand? Availability zone, it's not a technical term. Availability zone, it's specific Azure term. GCP has this feature, they're calling it something else. Azure, AWS has this feature, they're calling it something else. Oracle has this feature, they're calling it something else, right? So this is going to come specifically for Azure questions. If you want a bookish answer, feel free to stick with this. This is not an incorrect, but your interviewer can easily figure it out that you have read it from somewhere or you are reading it from somewhere. I don't recommend that. What I want you guys to do it, I want you guys to explain it like I did. Explain it to your interviewer. Give him the example that, okay, let's say the moment he asks about availability zone, elaborate the answer. Fine, let's say that we have an application which is the requirement for that application. It should have high. Guys, just give me 1 minute. Someone is not able to join, I think. Anyone knows Samir?
Yes, he joined now.
He was able to join. Okay, fine.
Yes,
Uh,
sir. I joined. I joined.
okay, thanks, Samir. Ubaid is not able to hear me. Anyone else who was facing problem? Otherwise, I'll just ping him. Others are able to hear.
I can hear you.
Okay, fine. Uh, right. So you have to explain it, guys. You'll have to explain it. Take an example of any application. Give good example. The best example is healthcare application. I mean, you will never ever see a healthcare application without high availability. Why? Because a healthcare application, you never want to that application to go down. For example, there is an application of ITR where you guys fill your income tax return, right? Do you think it will bother much or it will have a big impact or life and death wala impact if that website, if ITR is not working for 2 hours or 3 hours or maybe for some 5 hours? Do you think it will have a big
No.
impact?
No.
No, right? And it's very
No.
common for us. You'll hear it from your CA thousands of time. यार वो portal down है. Let's do it later. The portal is down. Let's do it later. GST, right? Many a times I've seen portal is down. Let's come back. It's not going to impact that much. But now imagine, and especially if there are conditions like flood or earthquake or anything, who's going to use that? Who is bothered about it? Fine, it's not working, let it be. Right? Now compare it with a healthcare application, with hospitals application. Right? Here in India, maybe it's not that strict, but you will be working most of the time for clients in Europe, in US. There they have the patient data linked with their identity, maybe with their social security number, like we have Aadhaar, right? So they want their application to be up and running all the time, 24/7. Let's say if a patient comes into their hospital, they simply type in the insurance number or social security number, and they have the history of patient completely in front of them. Whether this patient has diabetes, whether any kind of allergy, blood group, etc., and it's reliable information. And based on that information, immediately doctors they start a treatment. Right now, imagine a patient is there, right, with some medical emergency, and your application is not working. What is the impact? Right? It's a direct impact on someone's life. It's a huge impact, right? Tax, ITR, etc. It's fine. You fill it today, you fill it tomorrow. Maximum thing you will have some fine, you will get some less amount. It's okay, it's doable. But health, if someone is dying, it is not acceptable, right? So these kind of applications, if you take another example also, flood-like situation or earthquake, no one is bothered about your taxation or your orders or etc. when flood-like situation is there. But what about healthcare? Right? If there is a flood-like situation or earthquake, your healthcare system is needed more than your normal days. Let's say in a day, if you get 10 patients, what do you think will happen when there is a flood-like situation or if there is an earthquake? What will happen? You'll get less patients or more patients in your hospital? Yes, guys,
More
what do you
patients.
think? More patients, right?
More
More.
patients.
More patients, more severe patients. And if your application is not working at that time, then there's no use of your application. Okay. So you can give examples like this. Okay, yes, I remember I was working for one of the healthcare industry. You don't even have to take name, just give the domain. I remember one of our client from healthcare domain. He had an application and they had this requirement that they wanted their so and so application up and running 24/7. Right? They wanted high availability. You don't even have to use word 24/7. Just mention high availability. Use more jargons. Right? So they wanted high availability for their application. So that time we suggested or we executed or we built depending on your experience and for what profile are you going. You going for designing, then you can say we designed. Most of you guys will be going for implementation, so you can say we uh, implemented. So you can say we implemented their application or we provisioned few server for that application using high availability zone, using availability zone. Now how availability zone is it works. I remember that client had 16 servers, and then we deployed those servers dividing them equally into each zone. So availability zone, it's where we have minimum 3 data centers. So I can have 4 servers on one data center, 4 servers on another data center, and 4 servers on another data center. If you're talking about 12 servers, divide it and give examples like this. This answer will surely, uh, make you. It will give a different to your interviewer a different perspective from other 50 candidates who are sitting there and reading this answer. Both of these answers, they are completely different. So my request or my suggestion for all of you will be to focus on how I'm explaining. Try to recreate it in your own sentence, in your own understanding with your own examples. Use any company name, use any region, use any domain, not necessarily only healthcare, right? Banking applications, they are also government applications. For example, ambulance, fire brigade, uh, police, right? Even these applications, they are also equally essential. Use anything, just do a little bit study about it, that which are essential domains are there. Use any example, but give example, quote number of servers. That will make your answer stand out comparing to other 10 or 15 candidates which are sitting out for that one position. This answer you are going to get from every person who has gone there for the interview. This is very bookish answer. You will see this in every training, Microsoft's PPT, everywhere. Again, I'm not saying it is wrong, guys. Technically, this is right answer. But understand the person who's sitting there, who's taking your interview, who's conducting in your interview, that person also is a human, right? It's not a robot. A robot will pick up these words and will fine, he'll pass you. But a person, he needs that confidence, and he'll get that confidence in you only when you use these examples. I know many of you have not worked. That is the reason I'm sharing these examples for you, so you can use the same examples in your own language, in your own terms. Obviously, use your own region. Someone can claim UK, someone can claim Europe, US, Gulf countries, India, anywhere, whatever you want, but make your answer more lively and realistic. That will definitely give the best impression to your interviewer, right? So this is the technical definition, but what I explained, that's the detailed definition. Stick to that. That's my suggestion. So I hope availability zone it's clear to everyone. Yes,
Yes.
anyone else still
Yes,
has
sir.
doubt, slightest doubt? Feel free to ask, guys. If you do not want to unmute yourself and speak here, if you're hesitating, ping me separately on Zoom chat. There's an option where you can just ping me. If you do not want to ping in all, ping me. I am happy to repeat if you have any doubt.
So, Sohail,
Usual
shall
by
we add this one?
One at a time,
Uh,
guys. Kanika,
so, yeah, so Sohail, shall we just assume, or we can just put it as a definition that resolution means that at the time of a BCP situation, we can rely on the resources which are available on standby when your fully operational resources are not available at the moment.
no, no, don't confuse this with BCP. We'll come to that. This will confuse others also. This
Okay,
isn't that, because see, BCP is something else. There, even when your complete region is down, that time you'll call it BCP. So let's not get into that. This is just for related to regions and data centers, right?
okay,
There will be scenarios where complete region is down, and that time we will talk about the disaster, etc. Not here. As of now, we are considering the region is up, but one data center is down. Then how am I going
hmm,
to get high availability? That time you're talking about high availability zone.
okay,
But what you
okay.
said, yes, it is similar to that. But let's not use that term here.
I got your point. I got you. Thank you.
Right. Harun, you're asking something?
yes, Usual by just I want to ask that Azure region in Azure region it is mandatory that there should be two or three availability zone should be available. I mean, it should be called as availability zone, something like that.
To call a region an availability zone, it is mandatory to have three data centers. But not all regions have availability zone. Only few regions they have three data center, and only those will be called availability zone. Or you can to make it simple, let's say all our region, this is a region with availability zone. Availability zone, it's a feature, right? Azure has 60 plus region. Maybe out of them 10 regions they have availability zone feature. Now what is that feature? Any region which has three data centers, it is called availability zone region. Is it clear?
Okay. Yes.
Others, is it clear? At least this definition? Irshad, are
Yes.
you
Yes.
getting it?
Yes, sir.
Mehruz, I guess
Yes.
you missed the last session, but I hope you watched the recording and I hope this is clear. Obed,
Yeah,
Rizwan, Sana.
yes.
Okay,
Yes,
great.
Bhaishali.
Fine. Now let's go ahead and talk about availability set. This is very smaller than availability zone, but this is very confusing, right? So be focused here. Now let's say that due to some compliance issue, I cannot have my data or my servers out of Chennai, right? I'm running some application, maybe some financial application, a small business I have where I give loan, right? And I have people's, I have publics financial data, their Aadhaar card, their CIBIL report, etc. Or for any reason, you don't have to worry about it. That's application owner's headache, right? Why and what? That's not your headache. But for some reason, that person says that I cannot have my servers out of Chennai. This is government rule. This is compliance rule. I cannot have my servers out of Chennai, right? and Chennai region doesn't have availability zone, right? User says, I want to have all the servers, everything in Chennai region. I want to use Azure and give me some high availability option. Can you offer him availability zone?
No.
No, right?
No.
Why? Because Chennai region doesn't have availability zone. Compliance says he cannot go beyond Chennai, right? He cannot have host his data. I mean, most of the time you will never say this kind of compliance within one country, at least in India. If you can have it in Chennai, you can obviously have host your uh, servers in Pune. But we are just making an example, right? In US, yes, you will definitely see they have their federal laws also, and they have their state laws also. Okay. Uh, let's take an example that for some reason this client he cannot host his data center or his servers beyond Chennai region. So we say, fine, there is a data center in Chennai. You need some sort of high availability. We cannot give you availability zone. That's not possible because Chennai doesn't have three data centers. It has only one data center. The client says, still, can I get something at least? Fine. If the whole data center is gone, my application will be gone. Can you give me some sort of availabilities, some sort of high availability? So what comes to your mind, guys? Let's say this is a client and I'm planning one 3-tier application for him, and we have only one data center. Very first thing, what kind of high availability can you guys give? Tell me.
We will increase the number of servers.
Perfect. Who was
Server.
that? Yeah, Shaheen. Good. Number of servers, right? So here I have, instead of one server, I'm giving him two servers. Instead of one backend server, I gave him two backend servers. Instead of one database, I gave him two database, right? They still have, this one still has some sort of high availability. Data center level failure, it's not being covered here. Completely out of question, right? But server level, it is covering. Is it clear, guys? If a server
Yes.
fails, high availability is there. Data center fail, wo nahi hai. Forget it. If the compliance says he cannot go beyond Chennai and Chennai doesn't have availability zone, then you can't do anything about it, right? That's not possible, out of the question. But you have to give him some sort of high availability. So this is what you can do. But now imagine these two servers, they are on the same rack, right? And these two servers, they are also on the same rack. This is complete one rack. This is complete one rack. You have 6 servers. Fine, 2 servers for front end, 2 servers for back end, 2 servers for database. You have server level failure. If something goes wrong at the server, you are happy with it, right? But what if I tell you my there is some issue in the rack? Understand? The rack, it's not only made of just iron cupboard. It's not a cupboard where you are just keeping it. Even your rack has connectivity. Your rack has power supply. Your rack has ISP. Those are not going directly into this server. Your ISP is connecting with your rack, and your rack is giving connectivity to your servers, be it ISP, be it electricity. I know, be it other networking cables. They are going to rack, and rack is giving that supply to these servers, right? So what I have managed here, it's that if something goes wrong with my server, okay, and here when I say server, it can be a server operating system. If something goes wrong with my operating system, I still have something which can give me backup. And if something goes wrong with my server class hardware, let's say a fan of this server is not working, I still have some backup and my application is running. This sort of high availability I have given, fine. But what if I tell you there are rack failures as well? And what if this rack fails? Is this application highly available now?
No,
No.
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 Okay, then what comes to your mind? How can you
We
design
can
We
We can
can
deploy the
deploy
servers
the
on
deploy
different
servers on
racks.
different racks.
one
Different
at a
racks.
time?
racks.
Obed,
We can deploy servers on different racks or on
perfect.
multiple racks.
Yes, that is your availability set. Nothing else. That's your availability set. So now let's say this is your Azure data center, right? And it has 1,000 racks. or 900 racks. Let's keep the number very simple. 900 racks. Now, what Azure has done, they have divided those 900 racks in 3 sets. I'm just quoting the vague numbers, guys, right? I don't know if any data center has only 900 racks, right? So do not go by number. This is just for understanding, learning the concept. So what Azure has done in their data center, they have kept 300 racks in one set, right? Obviously, I'm not drawing 300 here, but imagine these are 300. Another 300 racks in another set. And the size small and big, it's not indicating anything. It's just my diagram, so ignore that also. Another 300 racks in different set. Got it? Now, what they will do is they have 3 ISP connections, maybe one from Airtel, right? One from Jio, and one from BSNL, anything. Similarly, they have 3 electricity connection, power supply. One maybe from Adani, one from Maharashtra, and one from Tata. It is completely for their data center, right? Not every rack will have 3. That's a next level of setup. I mean, that will be too costly, right? So maybe they're leaving one here, and one here. Similarly, ISP. One ISP here, another ISP here in this set, another ISP here in this set. Now, when you start deploying, when you go ahead while creating a machine, when we go to the portal, I'll show it to you. While creating the machine, you get to choose that option, whether you want availability set, whether you want availability zone, or you don't want any redundancy. There are multiple applications where a client will happily say, I don't need any redundancy. This is a simple calculator application I'm running. I'm happy even if it doesn't work for 1 hour or 2 hour. Or for example, my own website. I'm not going to pay extra. Understand one thing, the moment you are increasing server, it is increasing your cost. Right? It is increasing your number of license, it is increasing the synchronization, because just because you have different servers here, right, that does not mean your application will run automatically. You'll have to do something to synchronize them. You'll have to make sure that all of these servers have same data, right? It should not happen that your client is working here. He was ordering something, let's say Amazon. He was ordering something here. This rack went down, and now the new connection got here, and these servers, they do not even know what was he ordering, right? Then it's not highly available for user. For user, it's of no use. So all these servers should be interconnected. There should be sync. There are some software, some other methods. We are going to learn that later. Understand one thing, guys, only high availability only using availability zone or availability set, it's not achievable, right? Will require synchronization also, will require similar set of application also on all those servers, but we are going to learn that in isolation. We are learning availability set in isolation, availability zone in isolation. We'll learn load balance in isolation, right? And then combining all that, it becomes high availability, right? So everything is there. So more number of servers you have, and uh, on more data centers you have, it is increasing your cost. So not every application will go for this. So while creating a machine in Azure, you will have an option whether you want to go with availability set, whether you want to go with availability zone, or you want to go with no redundancy. For example, UT-Kloud's website, I don't need any redundancy. Even if it is down for 1 day, I'm okay. Someone will let me know that your website is not working. I was trying to access your course. I'll go ahead and check my server. I'll troubleshoot, and fine. I'll just let him know that fine, it is working now. I don't want to pay extra for that, right? But there are applications which will require it. So if there is an application which requires availability zone, you'll go ahead and create availability zone. You don't have to do anything. Just select availability zone, and your servers will be deployed in different zones. But if there is any application which requires availability set, it could be some compliance reason, or it could be because of budget reason also. let's say that this person didn't have any compliance issue. He could have gone to Pune also, but he says, no, I don't require availability zone. Availability zone will have more expenses. Why? Because in availability zone, your data is traveling to sync from one data center to another data center, right? It may be 30 kilometers here, 30 kilometers here, and 30 kilometers here. And every time your data is syncing, which means you're using Azure's network line, and you're paying for every megabyte and every uh, kilobyte also. So more expenses are there. So unless it is your application's requirement, you will not go for this. It's not all the time compliance issue. Sometimes nature of application. So user says, no, I don't want availability zone. Let's stick to availability set, because in availability set, it is easier to sync data from here and here. Understand one thing, though these are different set of racks, they have divided this, but ultimately they are in one building, hardly few meters away from each other. In the other example, they're 20-30 kilometers from each other. There you're spending more money. Here you're spending less money in synchronization. Okay, so that depends on the nature of application, budget, and everything, not compliance all the time. Here we were taking example of compliance. Okay, so here what you will do, you will have one server here. Let's say this is your app server. The another app server will go here. The another app server will go here. Right? Front end server. Then you have backend server. You will have backend server here. Now you don't get that option to choose rack, guys. Okay, you choose a set. Now out of these racks, wherever it goes, it's not in your hand. You don't even come to know. But this is set 1, this is set 2, set 3. So you are going to have next server, which is a backend server, one here, one here, one here. Right? Now database server, one here, another one here, another one here. Is it still highly available application? No. Why? Because there is single point of failure. So you are going to need more servers. So another application server, another application server, another application server. Now look at this. I could have run my website using simply one server, but here I'm having 6 servers. So it is increasing my cost. But if I need high availability, then I will need it. Now this is a highly available application. So if something goes wrong here, let's say this is Airtel ISP, and if that ISP is down in a whole city, right? And this is down. Let's say this is down because this one is Airtel and Airtel is down. I'm still getting my services because one of my servers or two of my servers, they are connected to Tata line and I'm still getting my services. Now, instead of ISP, let's say this power supply of Adani, this is down. My application is still running because I'm getting supply. This set of server or this availability set, these 300 racks, out of which wherever my server has been deployed, it is still getting power supply from Tata Power, right? If Adani is down, I'm still getting from Tata, right? Similarly, if these two down, I'm still getting my services from here. And if all of them are down at the same time, doesn't happen. But if it is there, it is there. Can't do anything because you have not taken any guarantee of data center level failure. See, if everything is down, ISP and power supply, ISP and power supply, ISP and power supply, maybe there's flood in your area and it is literally down. Right? You can't do anything about it because you already promised that this is a data center level failure. It's not covered in this. What level of failure is covered? Rack level failure is covered under availability set. This is a keyword which you guys have to remember. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes. Yes.
Any doubt, guys? Others other than Obed and Ajit? Aisha, are you getting it? Irshad? Kanika, Mehruz,
Yes.
Rizwan, Samir, are you guys getting it?
Yes, I'm clear.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay,
Sohail, I have a doubt.
yes, Sana.
So how is this different from the first 3-tier application that was deployed on-prem, right? So like, is it just the difference of racks? How is it different from the application that you explained previously?
On-prem?
Yes.
Yes, it's a rack. In on-prem, you will not get this option. When you do it in on-prem, you will not have this option. I mean, some data center can have. See, even availability zone you can have in your on-prem. Who's stopping you? If you have good enough money, you build 3 data centers, right? So it's not completely different. What is the difference here? That you don't have to create anything. Being a small company, it's not my capability to go ahead and have 3 ISPs and 3 power supply and create set of these many racks. It's not feasible for me. Even if I'm big company, let's say I'm a banking corporation, but I want to focus on my business. I want to spend money in my business. I don't want to spend much on my data centers at this scale at least, right? So what is the difference here? That Azure has already done it for you. You simply just have to avail their services over the internet. Nothing out of this is impossible to have on your on-premises data center. If you have ample amount of money, who's stopping you to have 3 data centers in one city? No law is stopping you, no technical uh, hurdle is there. If you can do it, even on-prem data center can do it. But what is the benefit in cloud? That it has been done already for someone by someone else. You just have to rent it out. Hardly few thousand. If you're paying 1,000 for one server, you're paying maybe 6,000 now. That's all. Technically, it's not a different. You can achieve this in your on-prem data center as well. Good question though. Is it clear?
Yeah, on the
Yes,
sir, on the
got
data
it. But
center,
Sorry guys, one at a time. Yes, Sana.
one more thing now, even though these are different tracks, but this is still one single data center, right?
Yes.
So you told about the power supply and ISP. So will all the like individual racks have different ISP and power supply?
I told you guys they will create 3 sets. These are 3 sets. Let's say that if they have 900 racks, they will create 3 sets. Not all racks will have different, but let's say this is a set 1 of 300 racks. Then these 300 racks will have power connection maybe from Tata. This is set 2, 300 racks. Then these 300 racks will have from Adani Power, and this is set 3, and this maybe have from MSCB. Not every rack cannot have, not possible. So
Okay,
these are
so
3
every set.
sets.
Yeah.
Yes. In
Got
this set, you have 300 racks here, 300 racks
Hmm.
here, 300 racks here. Yes, Ajit, you're asking something?
no, I'm not asking, but I was saying like that means on the on-prem, so maximum company achieve the high availability only a network ISP level and power supply
Yes.
because yes, not a server level, but yes, we can achieve only a ISP level and power level.
Okay, but I told you guys that this is a smaller option, but it is a little bit complex than availability zone. Why? Because this isn't the only option you have. This isn't the completion of availability set. There's one more factor which we need to learn here. Now, in availability set, they have divided these racks in one more manner, right? Don't want to confuse you, so let me see if I have a picture here. Here it is. This is the one. And these jargons will be asked for sure. The moment someone is talking about high availability, they will talk about high availability set, they will talk about availability zone, and they will ask you what is fault domain and update domain. So let me explain this to you. Now, whatever we have seen here, guys, right? What is the reason I gave you why the server could be down or why these racks could be down? Or what comes to your mind? Why it could be down? What reason did we discuss?
Internet issue
Updating the
or
operating
Yes.
system.
Internet issue,
power
ISP
cut.
issue, power supply, anything. Is it an update or a fault? What do you think? If I say that my internet is not working, is it an update from my end or is it a fault?
Fault.
It
Fault.
could be
Fault,
for
fault.
fault.
Yeah, it could be, no, it's definitely fault, right? No one will update anything here. It's definitely a fault, right? As in Microsoft's perspective. See, MSCB is updating their wires and cable. It's update for them maybe, but for Microsoft, it's a fault. It's a fault from MSCB side. Okay? So these are fault domain. These sets are called fault domain. You can have maximum 3 fault domain. In any data center, anything, you can have maximum 3 fault domain. Got it? Now, when you are creating an availability zone, you can decide whether you want to use all of these 3. See, 3 fault domains, 3 sets, they have been already created while availing this high availability option. When we go on the portal, you can decide, you can select whether you want to use all 3 or you want to use only 2 of them. That's up to you. Is that point clear? Even if these are 2, it will still be called highly available application in terms of availability set. Is this point clear, the fault domain point, or not?
Yes.
What about others, guys? If
Not
not,
really.
what is the confusion? See, I told you that Azure has divided their racks. Again, I'm taking the example of 900 racks. They have divided that in 3 sets, and these sets are called fault domain. This is fault domain 1, this is fault domain 2, this is fault domain 3. Why are they calling it fault domain? Because this can occur, or this will be useful only against fault. What can be the fault? Fault is either ISP is down or your power supply is down. That is your fault. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, so
Yes.
just one question.
Yes.
So we get to decide like how many domains we will use in case of a fault, right?
Yes, you get to decide while creating a machine whether I want to use all 3 fault domain or I want to use only 1 fault domain. If you use only 1 fault domain, will it be highly available, by the way?
No,
No,
No.
right? So
No.
either you can use 2 of them or you can use all of
all
them. All of
3.
them is in 3. So is this point clear, guys, to everyone?
Yes.
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 Okay. Now there is one more catch in this. That is called update domain. Right? Now let me explain it to you. What is update domain and how many update domains can we have and what is update domain? But in next session, in this one, we have only 30 seconds left. Do you guys have any doubts, any question? Think about it, ask it in the next session. Do you guys need a break?
Yes,
No.
sir.
Okay, fine. Even if one person says yes, we'll take a break. 1:30, we'll resume using the same link, and then we'll talk about uh, update domain. Your availability set comprises of fault domain and update domain. I did explain what is a fault domain. Now we'll talk about update domain. Got it? I'm stopping the session. See you guys in 4 minutes, sharp 1:30 using the same link.